Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you all for being here today. So, guys, I hope you had a great week and I hope you had a good Friday. So far, it's raining. Um, I'm sorry about yesterday. I had meeting and just a busy schedule to the point where I couldn't even be here. And when I got back, it was late. I only had like, I don't know how many hours of sleep. But today is a little quieter. I'm here, and I hope you guys are having a good week and that these messages are helping you, you know. And thank you, the person who sent me the comment about these messages helping you. I am so happy to hear that these messages are resonating with you. And keep showing up here because we're going to talk about a lot of different things. And I use myself as an example because I've gone through many of these things. And I talk about how I've gotten through them. And perhaps it can help you. And please share the video and subscribe to the channel because I can never tell you exactly when I will be here, like what time, because the time may change, depending on my schedule. So if you subscribe to the channel, you'll always know when I'm here because you'll get a notification. So thank you for that. And, this is a no judgment channel. Feel free to be here. Make sure the comments are respectable, because we're not here to judge, we're here to uplift one another. And we all have something, we all have a story to tell. So, with that being said, let's get into this message today. And the topic of discussion is protect your peace and your healing. Once again, protect your peace and your healing. That's important. That's a must, guys, especially if you are a person, male or female, who have gone through hell and feel like you've been to hell and back with all the toxicity. Because the toxicity, whether it's verbal or physical, can really affect your physical and mental health, and we need to take care of ourselves. And sometimes we forget that, and we have to be reminded that we need to take care of ourselves because, like I said, in my case, I've been subservient for far too long to too many individuals who was not even worthy of my time, let alone the me given to them, But my self esteem was so low and at a, low place in my life that I didn't know at that time how to build myself up, how to love myself, and how to self care. But as I went through those trials and tribulations, one of the things I can tell you guys is that things, circumstances, and situations come into our life for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And like I said to you guys, if the lessons are unlearned, they're going to come back around like a wheel spinning, and it's going to go around and around, and each time that lesson come back, it's going to be worse than ever. Different person, different circumstance, but the same lesson because we didn't learn it the first time. And this is what I've learned so far on this journey called life, with all these things I had to go through. And one of the things that helped me also change my life for the better, that forced me, is just when my mother passed away. You know, she had been back and forth to the hospital on some situation, but I always thought she was going to pull through. And that last conversation I had with her just really tore at my heart because for a long time, many of the things that she was telling me about, I didn't want to hear them, guys. I knew she was right, but I just didn't want to be bothered. And I had to work on that. And it's not easy to talk about, but, I had to look in a mirror and see what I was doing. Even when I was pregnant with my son and I was dealing with someone at the time, who's been an ex for a while. My mother hated this person, guys. I hate to say that word like that, but she looked at me like, "What are you doing?" excuse me, she just, the look, I don't know about you, but my mother could give me a look that, you know, and it was just like, what are you doing here? Why are you even in this, situation? But I just wasn't ready, I guess, to look in a mirror to see what was going on with me. Because I was busy, if somebody wanted to be in my life, hey. But I was sat down because I wasn't learning the lessons, and it's so important. And since I've learned and the pain, guys, um, even now, not so bad, but grief is a bitch. When you lose somebody you love, and even your pet, and just, but 10 people at one time, like a domino effect. And I was like in a fetal position because the grief was like grief triggers, which I didn't know about. I had to research about that because it would come on me like no matter where I was. And it was really bad. It's not so bad now, but it was really bad. And it almost led, it did lead to some depression, excuse me, but it almost led to despair. And that's when I was at my lowest point, and I turned to God, and He started lifting me up as I did the work. The work isn't easy, and people don't want to do the work because it's hard. That it means that it's a lot of pain you got to look at, and you got to look at yourself and say, why am I allowing this? I know this is not right. I know this person or situation isn't right for my life. So why am I allowing this? And sometimes we allow situations just not to be alone, just to have friends, or just to fit in or whatever. But for me, I was never going to fit in because I don't, I march by the beat of a different drum. I always have. Even as a kid, I march, to beat of a different drum. And I never ever, fit in no matter where I was because I just did things differently than most people did. And because of it, people, I guess, treated me different and thought that I was naive. And they started to, okay, we can take from this person, we can tell her anything, the sky is green or whatever they want to tell me. I got a Brooklyn Bridge to sell you. Meet me at it and she'll believe it. But that wasn't the case at all about me. I just wanted to have, people in my life. And sometimes, guys, we have to look at what we're doing, and the people that we have around me. And therapy helped me to do that with that pro and con list. And I'm looking at this like, what are you bringing to the table? And what are these people bringing? And when I did that pro and con list, something snapped within me, because it was like I was being used like a doormat. And I had to change that. In order to change that, I had to change my perspective, my way of thinking. I had to do the work. Why am I doing this? Why am I allowing it? And when I dug deep into it, I realized why. I had to raise my vibrations, and I had to raise my self esteem, and not think that I'm not good enough. Of course I am. So are you guys, And then I started to learn about things that are not for my highest good. When something is not for your highest good, it's always going to bring negativity and toxicity. And I was attracting that like a magnet. And I didn't want to attract that anymore. And so I started to do the work. And one of the first things I did was set boundaries, set boundaries. And then when the boundaries, like I always say, was disrespected, I start to cut off, block, and delete. But I'm at the place now where I'm comfortable with who I am. And, I slowly allow, you know, people to come into my life, new people or whatever. And when somebody don't like something and it doesn't work for them and they want to say goodbye, I'm not devastated like I used to be on my knees. Why this person don't want me in their life? I let them go because people, situations, and circumstances come into our life for a reason, season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And I look at that as a lesson. Okay, what did I learn from this? Did I learn from it? so that I can take it and move towards those new beginnings. Because as you do the work, people, I promise you, in the beginning, it's going to be hard, it's painful, but as you look at these things and you do the work in therapy and you start to find creative ways to help yourself, self-care, time to yourself, doing things to help yourself. Music helps a lot. I have some music in the background. I wish they didn't have these commercials in it, but it helps, a lot. Music helped me a lot because I've lost so much in the past, but now I look at it from a different perspective. What doesn't break me will make me stronger than ever. What doesn't break you will make you stronger than ever. I learned to turn that pain into power, power into a purpose to pay it forward, to help other people, to make vows to God and to fulfill those vows and to keep moving. And to know that my mother would never want me to be in a place where I was just existing instead of embracing and living my life to the fullest. It doesn't matter who doesn't want it or whatever. That's an OPP, other people's problems. And those doors to those OPPs have been closed because I'm not carrying anyone's burdens. They get to carry their own burdens and not me being subservient and trying to help with situations that has nothing to do with me because a person don't want to carry their own weight. And that's one of the things I've learned, and I stopped doing that. I still give and help and be generous, but I'm not an overgiver, as I spoke about in my prior video. Given to help and to raise people up and to help them, but not to be overgiven and be used up like a doormat, you know, and I've learned that lesson. And, I'm comfortable with who I am today, because those new beginnings and those other doors, new doors that God are opening are better doors, better situations. When people come into your life, whether it's like romantic or friendship or family, whatever it is, it's supposed to enhance your life, build you up, not tear you down, you know, not bring hell to your life. If anything is bringing hell, depression, toxicity, and you feel like the walls are closing in like this, what I do is set boundaries and then, cut off, block, and delete. Because nothing I'm not going to allow anything to stop my peace and my healing. If it's not for my highest good, I'm not allowing it in my life. And that's what the message I want to give you guys. When you start getting serious about doing the work and self-care and self-love and healing, sometimes people try to throw a monkey wrench into that. Never allow that, no matter who they are, no matter how close they are, because someone who really love you and care about you will want to see you grow. They will want to see you heal and be the best version of yourself and to be happy. Anybody who want to see you broken down, busted, and disgusted, they don't belong in your life because they're creating toxicity and hell. They don't love you, and I had to learn that. And I had to close the doors and let these folks go on their merry way. Some people want to hang on like a leech, and I had to cut them off, because I matter. You guys matter. No matter if there's men watching or women watching here, it doesn't matter. You guys matter, and sometimes you have to cut things out in order for you to go over here and heal the pain and the hurt and everything else with it. And sometimes it requires just being alone, with yourself. Love yourself enough to be able to do that, people, because that's so important, especially in this world that's spending mostly on misery today. Find time for yourself to do something to build yourself up. And as you do that, you can move forward on this healing path, one day at a time, one step at a time. Never give up on yourself and never allow anyone to force you to give up on your healing and your peace. Inner peace is something to be acquired. No one can take that from you. They can try, but move forward and keep going. And anything that's cluttered in your life, just get rid of it, remove it, set boundaries. That's the message today, guys. Keep showing up here. I'll be here again on Monday to uplift you. It's a different video, but it all ties into self-care, healing, and building up. That's the key factor here, And guys, let us continue to tell others about this channel so that they can be here as well and be lifted up. Subscribe to the channel, comment, let me know how these videos are helping you. I do want to hear from you guys, and thank you once again for being here. This is Lisa. I will always uplift you guys, shedding love and light. Have a great Friday and weekend, guys, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.